Hi! So for today's video, we will tackle about socioeconomic impact study.
Socioeconomic Impact Study. Lesson 4.1. The Theory of Consumer Behavior. Consumer theory describes how consumers make decisions on what to buy. Consumption refers to the use of goods and services to satisfy human wants directly.
The theory of human behavior. So when we say consumer theory, it describes sa consumer or sa mamalitay pag-decide if unsay ilang paliton. While when we say consumptions, is giunsa paggamit sa mga products to satisfy human wants directly.
The utility function. A consumer aims to maximize the satisfactions she derives from the use of goods or a service. Utility is the term used for satisfaction. Utility is something intangible, as such as it is not easy to measure. Quantifiable goods are subject to measurements. They can be expressed in numerical values. In order to make it easy to understand the concept of utility, we shall assume that it is a measurable in units, which we shall call utils, is one unit of satisfaction.
The utility function. So from the word utility, which means kagamitan or equipment, and ang utility kuno is intangible or lisod masabtan. As such, it is not easy to measure. Also, when we say quantifiable goods, from the word quantifiable is may hapra. Then quantifiable goods is the subject for measurement, and they can be expressed in numerical values.
The utility function shows the relationship between utility and consumptions. In equation form, it is U equals FC, which simply stated is utility is a function of consumptions. Also, to be more specific, utility for the consumption of goods X and Y can be expressed as U equals F, X, and Y.
Remember that consumption is paggamit, while ang utility is kagamitan. So the relationship between consumption and utility is giun sa paggamit sa mga kagamitan or equipment.
Important measure of utility. 1. Total utility refers to the combined utility derived from the consuming certain units of a good. Number 2. Marginal utility refers to the additional utility derived from the consuming an additional unit of the good.
Important measures of utility. There are two important measures of utility, which is total utility and marginal utility. So, the difference between the two is kanang when you say total utility is combined utility, derived from consuming certain units of goods, while ang marginal is additional utility derived from consuming additional unit of goods. So, the hint daning duha ka utility is when we say total utility is combined utility, then marginal is additional utility.
Significance of consumer behavior in business. The consumer is the person who buys the product business offers for sale. It is, therefore, imperative that we get to please the consumer, so she will buy from us instead of from our competitors, and also that when he buys from us, he will be loyal to us and not buy from other seller of the same product. Knowing how consumer satisfaction is maximized will help a business in always keeping the consumer's welfare the topmost priority.
Significance of consumer behavior in business. So, the consumer is mao sila ang mga tao or mamalitay na mupalit sa atong product or sa atong business na gi-offer. So, So makamelt og heart knowing na dari sila mo palit nato instead sa atong competitors or sa laing mga tindahan or tagabalidya. Then once na sige na sila palit sa atoa, they will be loyal to us. And knowing how consumer satisfaction is maximized, dako siya tabang sa isa ka business. Why we need to prioritize consumer. Lesson 4.2 is the production theory. So production refers to the use of economic resources to create goods and services that will be used to satisfy human wants. The theory of production is an analysis of the input-output relationship. So when we say production, it is to create goods and services through the use of economic resources that will help to satisfy human wants directly. The theory of production is an analysis of the input-output relationships. Input refers to the resources used to produce goods and services. Output refers to the product created as a result of the combination of input in the production process. So input, this refers to the stock of supply that can be used to produce goods and services or the product, while output is the final product or the final result. Production function is an equation showing the maximum output of a commodity that a firm can produce per period of time with each set of input. Input and output are measured in physical rather than monetary units. So the product function is represented in the equation O is equals to F of I. So where O stands output and I stands for input. To be more specific, output depends on the quantity of land, labor, and capital available. Thus, O is equals to F of LD, LB, C. The production function contains the functional relationships between output and the basic factors complement each other as they are used in the production of goods and services. Output produced is measured in three forms. First is total product, second is marginal product, and lastly is average product. So total product is the combined production of several units of given input. Then marginal product is the additional output produced by an additional unit of the input and is equal to TP or C. Then average product refers to the average contribution per unit is equals to TP or L. Significance of production theory in business. So as we already learned, a business is engaged in providing goods and services to consumers with a goal of making profits. Although some businesses are engaged in retailing goods that they bought from producers, many businesses produce the goods that they sell. It is therefore important for the business proprietor to be aware of production behavior that will maximize output within limited quantities of output available to him or her. This in return will help maximize profits for the enterprise. So, as we all know na ang purpose sa business is maka-provide of goods and services sa mga consumers or sa mga people na gihinahanglan, then with the goal of making profits. So that's all for today's video. I hope you learned from this topic and thank you for watching.